Hey, what's up guys? I just got back from the gym and I decided to film a how-to deadlift video, mainly for beginners. If you're a beginner, hopefully you find something in this useful. It's a beginner workout. I'm following one of my buddy's programs. It has deadlifts and then bench after. I don't like doing that. I like doing bench separate. I do bench twice a week. I'll do deadlift on a Monday, bench on Tuesdays. I'll take Wednesday off. Usually squats on Thursday, and then maybe a lighter, more high repetition bench on Friday. But anyway, hopefully if you find something in this useful. If you like this type of video, please comment, subscribe, like the video. And anyway, let's hop right into it. First thing you want to do is definitely a good warm-up. Some stretching is always good. But before I actually start lifting the weight, I like to do some goblet squats, especially on anything that's involving legs. And what I'm doing here is I got a kettlebell that's heavy enough to when I get into this bottom position that it's actually pushing down on my elbows, which is then pushing out into my knees. And it kind of helps me get my hips opened up and stretch the groin out a little bit, and kind of helps you get into your deadlift position, your starting position a little easier, especially if you're going to do sumo. What I like to do is to do about 5-second holds at the bottom and about 10 repetitions. Okay, right here we are getting into our warm-up sets, and one thing that I like to do is I like to treat my warm-up sets as if they are my working sets. It's good even though it's only 135, 225, 315, or whatever your warm-up sets might be. I think it's good to practice getting a good brace, getting into a good starting position, getting a good breath of air at the top, and just practicing all your deadlift cues. Okay, here's my starting position for conventional deadlift. I like the bar to be across the middle of my foot and my feet to be a little more narrow than shoulder width apart. After you get into your starting position, I like to get a big breath at the top and then brace. I like to push kind of my diaphragm and abs out laterally into my belt before I get into my bottom position, and I try to hold that brace to create stiffness in my back. Okay, here I start to reach down, and you want your arms as long as possible, so don't grip real wide. And I do one hand overhand and one underhand, and that works for me. If you can do a hook grip, that works as well. After you've established your grip, you want to transfer that weight back onto your heels, get the flex out of the bar, and then push your feet through the ground to start to lift. This set here was actually my top set of 455 for 2 reps at an RPE of 7. After this, we drop the weight a little bit and start doing some back off sets, working sets at 405. So with this program, we actually did, I think this was 80% of your 1 rep max for 4 sets of 3. And I'm just going to let the rest of these reps play out for y'all. And I'll be back when we start doing some accessories with our glutes and hamstrings. One thing that I also forgot to mention, if you're doing this workout for powerlifting, you definitely want to pause in between each rep like what I'm doing. But if you're doing this for bodybuilding, maybe lighten the weight a little bit, and you can just kind of touch at the bottom and descend very slowly. Okay, getting into our accessories now. As if, the deadlift is really a hip hinge movement, and at my gym we're fortunate enough to have a hip thrust machine. If y'all don't have one of these, you can also put your shoulders on like a bench press bench and put a bar across your hip with some weight on it, and you can do the same exercise that way. But right here I'm just doing 3 sets of 10 for this particular accessory. Okay, on to our next accessory. To be honest with you, I don't really even know what these are called, but it definitely works your glutes. If y'all have this, do like 3 sets of 10 is what I did. But if you don't have a machine like this, you could do lunges or any other type of glute exercise or like a back extension machine. And to finish it off, I like to do, something like some leg curls. On squat day, I usually do like leg extensions to finish off, or chest day, I'll do, something to kind of stretch everything out at the bottom. Like for chest, I'll do flies at the end, but also 3 sets of 10 on this as well. And at the end, it's always good to do a little bit of stretching. I don't always do it, but I'm definitely going to recommend it. Alright guys, I just got done editing the video, and hopefully if you're a beginner, you found something useful in this video about, I kind of went over briefly on how to deadlift, but hopefully you found something useful. If nothing else, you can follow this workout, and I'm sure a beginner lifter will definitely make some gains. Just the structure of a workout usually is I do my main lifts, like I'll do a top set, and then like 4 or 5 back off sets after that, my working sets, and then usually 3 or 4 accessories at the end. But let me know if you like this video, and I'll see y'all in the next one.